So good morning, everyone. Welcome to Shakti Flow. Let's take a comfortable seat. Take a moment to center and come into not only our bodies, but into the space around us. Allowing the breath to soften and deepen down into the body. And we use this moment to quiet the external, the distractions, the busyness that is outside, maybe outside your body or outside your room or outside your home. And we come into a place of exploration and curiosity around what's present in our bodies and within us. So the three places I usually ask you to check in at are the physical body. Maybe you've got a cranky knee or your neck feels tight. We just hold that awareness as we practice and as we move today. And checking in with your breath and how the body is breathing. You want to try as best as you can to allow the breath to move downward, working with the diaphragm muscle. And as we exhale, we draw the belly button back towards the spine, working the diaphragm muscle. I like to say it's like weight training for the diaphragm. And then we check in with the state of our mind. Are we present? Are we cultivating this quality of presence and awareness? Or are we a little distracted? And we cultivate the presence of the mind so that we can be fully present. When I used to work with the personal training world, years ago, I learned that if we are not present to what is going on, whether you're running or weight training or practicing yoga, it doesn't really matter. You lose, it's a high percentage, it's like 40 or 50% of the actual effect that your body can get from the action that you're doing. So say, for instance, you might be one of those people that runs on the treadmill but watches television. So the body is paying attention to the television and not to what's going on internally. And it sounds like a simple, silly thing, but it really is an actual researched scientific thing. So bringing your awareness to the present moment, to your body, and to what we're doing within the next hour is really key. So taking a breath with that, bring the hands together at the heart, holding that intention and maybe anything you came to your mat with this morning, allowing the class to be exactly what you need. Inhale. And exhale, pause, hands down, eyes flutter open. Awesome. All right, everybody. We're going to start this morning on forearms in a what I call forearm tabletop. So we're going to do a little waking up of the tissue before we get the strong movements going. So come like you're going to do tabletop, only come down on your forearms. Elbows can be under or slightly forward of your shoulders. Hands are directly in front of your elbows. And what I want you to do, we've done this a long time ago, I want you to press into your hands and try to pull your arm backward, but don't move it. And then allow your hips to move back towards the wall behind you. You'll find an end point where your body won't go anymore. Soften all of that and come forward. And see if you can move past your elbows now. Push, drag your elbows backwards, and move backward. And then come forward. So the forward movement is the release, and the pulling and the backward movement is the work. And you're gonna feel this around your shoulders, around your middle upper back. You might even feel it in your neck. And what we're doing is we're warming up and we're massaging, flossing the fascial tissue around the upper torso, shoulders, and neck. And now as we keep going, when you come forward, turn your head to the left, and then come back and let your head come back to center. And then come forward and turn your head to the right, and go back and come back to center. So let's do a couple more like that. Just turning the head as you come forward and moving back as you come back to center. And do you feel the musculature kind of wake up around your shoulders, head, neck, upper back is where I feel it. One more. Good. And then come back up to traditional tabletop. Spread your fingers out wide and on purpose move past your wrists. See if you can stretch the back of your forearms, wrist, and palms. And then exhale, sit back on your heels. So I've got my toes turned under. It feels a little bit like you're going to jump. And then come forward and go back. So same idea, only we're on our hands now. Warming the hands, wrists that move up to the shoulders. So hopefully when we're done with this little bit, our shoulders will feel nice and ready. Good. Let's do two more like that, just moving back and forth. And then just for funsies, sit back towards your heels. You've got your hands in place. Can you hover your knees off the floor? Down, come forward. Go back, hover your knees off the floor. Notice how I'm not coming forward to do that. Can you sit back and hover the knees? Down, forward. And if you have to come forward in order to get your knees up, that's all right. We're working on quadriceps there and the knee range of motion. Next time we do it, we're going to go back to downward facing dog. All right, so knees up and then stretch up towards downward facing dog. Once you're in downward facing dog, pedal your heels a little. You can even wiggle your hips a little, finding a little bit of opening in the back of the legs. Pausing here, taking a moment. And then as you inhale, come forward into your full plank. Taking a breath here, knees down only if you're sort of in a modified position like I am. And you're going to glide your elbows down by your side. Come all the way down, come all the way back up. And then plank, dog. Take a breath here. Inhaling, come forward to plank. And when you're in plank, can you get your heels right over your forefoot? Knees down if you're ready. Elbows glide and push and up. Downward facing dog. We're going to do one more. So forward to plank. Knees down maybe. Glide once down. Glide once up. Downward facing dog. Now you see why I wanted you to warm up those shoulders. Taking a breath here. Walk your hands to the back of your mat so that you're on your feet. No weight on your arms. Let go of your head, let go of your shoulders. Rotate your wrists around a little bit. Bending the knees so that your lower spine isn't taking a big hit. All right, from here, drop your hips back, looking forward towards the front of your mat. Bring your arms out in front of you. Big, long extension here. Head, hips, arms, as straight as you can get them. Keep all of that lined up and then just stand straight up. Arms are still over your head. Interlace your fingers, push your hands, palms to the ceiling. Push your palms to the ceiling. And as you're pushing your palms to the ceiling, press down with your feet, trying to get yourself a little bit longer. Arms hug into the head. Good. Stay with all of that and lean to the right, opening up your left side body. Keep pushing your palms up. Inhale, come up and lean to the left. Keep pushing your arms, keep making them longer. Inhale, come up. Hands are going to come behind the head. Press gently into the back of your head and put your head back into your hands and open your shoulders. Really take a moment here to expand the chest. And can you feel your back body, maybe the upper back shoulders getting engaged? And then release your hands, come down into cactus pose, pulling hands backward. And from here, take the elbows to your back pockets, interlace your fingers, and draw your knuckles down to lift the heart. Good. Soft knees as you lift the hands and drive your head downward. So we're back in that forward fold. Arms and hands high, head dangles. Take a breath here. And then releasing your hands, putting them on the floor. And from here, I want you to go into a lunge. So I'm in the middle of my mat. I got to step forward and step back to come into a full long lunge here. Back knee gently bends towards the floor and then straighten the leg back up. Try not to move your body, just the leg. Now your hips will move a tiny bit, but don't try to move your upper body. And down and up. Now hold that. See if you can stay there and hover. If you're okay here, bring yourself upright. Keep pushing through this back leg, reaching through the ball of the foot to help lift the front body. And then hands come up. Interlace your fingers again. Push the palms to the sky. Bring your eyes to neutral. Maybe eyes slightly higher. Challenge your balance just a little bit here. Release hands. Right hand stays on the floor, left hand on your leg, twist open, palm to the sky. Nice, easy, twisted lunge. Take a breath. Exhale, hands here. Step forward to switch legs. Same thing here, lifting up your back heel. Push through your back leg and then lower the knee gently and press. What I want you to feel here is the leg activating when you press it back. Can you feel your quadricep work? And push. Now hold here. See if you can hover. If you can hover, come on up. Good. Now stay here. Maybe arms come up overhead. Interlace fingers, pushing palms to ceiling. Eyes are forward. Maybe eyes are up. Breathe, challenge yourself here. Exhale, hands down. Right hand on your right leg, twist open, and right hand to the sky. Breathing. And then exhale, hands down. Stepping back now to a plank pose. And let's take the feet apart and allow the heels to go to the left. Haven't done this in a while. And now I'm going to change this a little bit. I want you to drop your left hip down, keep your arms exactly as they are, and then lift the hip up. Switch your sides. Right heels to the right. And then when you're there, drop your right hip wherever you can, and then lift it. Come back to center, downward facing. In downward facing, take your right leg to the sky, keep your heels level or your foot level. Just go where you can go. And then put your foot down and switch sides. And then lower down. Now with your feet touching, can you bring your feet up and push yourself into plank again? Knees to the mat, one push-up, and then go back to downward facing. Keep your feet together. Come forward into plank. Knees to the mat. If you're stronger, knees stay off the mat. Down and up. Press back. One last time, up. Knees down if you're doing it. This time, come all the way down and stay. Walk your feet backwards. Toenails on the mat. Inhale, lift hands, chest, and head. So it's like you've got those same hands that you did in the beginning. If you're stronger and want to try, reach arms up. See if you can get them up along your ears. If you're there, interlace your fingers, push your palms away. Press, press, press. Exhale, bring your hands back. Hands right by your ribs. Shoulders to the back of your body. Lift your belly. Push. And find either child's pose or downward facing dog. Child's pose or downward facing dog. All right, as you're ready, start to walk to the front of your mat. And then slowly let go of your hands. Okay, again, like we did in the beginning, rotate your wrists around a little. Open and close your hands. And then sit back in that imaginary chair, low chair. Reach forward with your arms. And then push through your feet. Come all the way straight up with your arms along your ears. Last time here, interlace your fingers. Push them up. Palms to the sky. Tailbones heavy. Abdomen's actively drawing in and up. Good. From here, keep your arms where they are and twist to the right. Like you're looking at the wall to your right. Pushing into the left foot more. Reaching up long. And then swing around to the other side. Push into your right foot more, reaching long. Good. Come back to center, open arms and keep them open. And I want you to lift up your left foot so that you're in a standing balance. Breathing. Flex your left foot so that your leg is active. Good. Put it down, switch sides. Push down in the standing leg, lift the other one. So you want to keep your pelvis neutral, shoulders neutral, arms neutral. Beautiful. Relax, arms down, roll the shoulders. All right. It's time to pick up a few weights here. Forgot to grab mine. And we're going to play with a little balance, a little stacking of the legs, and some upper body work. So I'm going to pick one medium weight for myself. If you feel pretty strong, go ahead and pick up your heavy one. My timing with body work has not been optimal. I got body work again yesterday, and this is not the thing I should be doing with my body. But it is what it is. All right. So put your weight in your right hand and bring your feet all the way together so they touch. We're going to sit into a squat with one weight. And what this is going to do is it's going to tease your core body a little bit to want to twist more to the right. So I want you to keep your body square and sit wherever you can. All right. And from here, pull the elbow up and press back. And then listen and then see if you can push forward. And then pull back and push forward. Now I'm not real deep in my chair, mostly because I just had body work. So I'm trying to work more with my upper body. And as we're going forward and back, you're keeping your shoulders and chest square. Good. Last couple. And back. And push. And back. Good. Now you've got your weight in your right hand or whatever hand you got it in. Stand. And the other leg goes back a little. This is that split squat. From here, you're going to take your weight straight down. You're going to bend down to wherever you can. I'm going to stop here, but you can go to the floor. Come back up and push. Shoulder, down, shoulder, up. Now remember, in this split squat, most of your weight is on this front leg. Your back leg is kind of just helping you a little. And if you're going all the way down, that's full range of motion. Again, I'm just being a little kind to myself after all the work that my body worker did. Down and up and push. One more. Down and up and push. Now bring your weight to your chest, shift into your front leg, and bring your back leg off the floor. So I'm not leaning forward. I just want to lift that back leg, feel the back leg glute fire. And then from here, can you lift your left knee up like we did before? Breathing. And then land. Other leg goes back. Other hand, oh, sorry, first we got to do the legs together squat. So feet together, bend, weights in your other hand. So row back so your shoulder's on your back and extend back for tricep. Come back to your shoulder and push forward. Pull, push back, in and shoulder. And I want you to pay attention to your ribs and to your core body. Are you able to hold it steady, being one-sided? Now, the heavier the weight, the harder this is. Okay? Pull, reach, in, push. One more time. Pull, reach, in, and push. Terrific. Come to stand. Now take your other leg back. So you're in that split squat on the other side. Whoops, that would be this way. So if it helps you, the leg that's forward is the weight you've got in the hand. Same side. All right, ready? So squat down wherever you're going. Bring your weight to your shoulders. Go overhead. Down. Like you're going to touch the floor with your weight along the outside of your ankle. I'm not going all the way down, but you certainly can. And keep all the weight in your front leg. This back leg is just a little, maybe 10%, if that. Up, push. Down, up, push. One more time. Down and up and push. Good. Bring the weight to your chest. Shift into your front leg. Lift your back leg just enough to get it off the floor. Keep drawing the belly in and up so you don't put anything in your lower back. And then take your knee forward, balancing still on that left leg. Breathe. And then rest. Good. Shake your legs out. We're going to do one more with one-sided weights. So shift your hand. Stand with your feet together. We're going to work abduction, body weight away from, or body limbs away from the midline. So I'm going to start with I'm going to start with my left. You start with your right. Shoulders are square, core body's engaged. You're going to lift the leg and put it down. Now, if you want to challenge your balance, don't put all the weight back down on this leg. Noticing if you're keeping your pelvis still and your toes forward. Okay? And then once you're done with getting all that going, then start with your opposite arm, abducting away. And again, your choice for your weights is yours. If you want to work easy, definitely pick a light weight or none. If you want to work a little harder, pick a heavier weight that your shoulder can handle. And breathe. So we're balancing, we're working core, and we're working delts and outer hip. One more time. Good. Now, stand on the leg, sit and curl one time, come back up, and then abduct. Land, curl, stand, abduct. Land, curl, stand, abduct. Two more. One more. So find that fluidity and pause. Other hand, other leg. Square your shoulders, engage your core, and then start with your other leg, open and away. And get this going first with your pelvis staying neutral. Don't let your hip lift, and don't turn your toes up to the ceiling. Okay, and then the arm comes down. When you're ready, start to move the arm. The arm helps to balance the leg work, so it might feel easier with the arm. And remember, you're not going to go real high with the leg, and you can get rid of the weight if it feels too hard. Okay, one more. And then sit, curl on this side, stand, abduct. Sit, curl, stand, abduct. Curl. I think of this as a little dance, getting your body to work in these different patterns that we're not used to. And we'll do one more. Sit, stand, abduct, pause. Nice job. Okay, now let's take the weights down on the floor for a second. Give our arms just a little bit of a moment. And take your feet wide on your mat. Turn your front of your mat, that foot forward, back heel, a little bit back, and come into warrior two stance. So wider stance. If my arms are open, my feet should be under my wrists. I can go a little wider. And then I want you to just put your hand on your front thigh. Take this other arm behind you. You're going to scoop it around, back open, and out. So just a little range of motion for the shoulder. Check yourself out, see what's going on. The next time you come around, put your hand to the inside of your back leg and take the other arm up. Now drive into your back leg, move the front knee forward to create a deeper experience. Okay, reverse warrior. And then exhale, come down, elbow on your front thigh, top hand to the sky. Good, now, can you, from here, take your top hand and find a weight? Now you can use one or two. I'm going to just use one today. My chest is towards my front leg, my arm is down, and I want to row and back. In fact, I think I have to use two because that's just ridiculous easy. And so we're doing one arm rows here, standing on our legs in this asymmetrical position. Try to drive the elbow back towards your hip. Shoulder rolls up and back on your body, not up by your ear. And pull, and down, and pull. So rowing and using big muscles of the back takes a lot of weight and a lot of effort. So you want to work so you can feel something happening. One more time, and then we're going to hold it up there, and then push yourself to stand. Feet are going to square, and you're going to drop your one arm and curl and down. Keep your shoulders open. Your feet can come a little closer in if you feel like you're going to do the splits. Core body's engaged. It's your opportunity to feel stable here. Pushing into your feet, making your legs active. Let's do two more. Curl and down and curl and down. Soften your knees to put the weights on the floor for a moment. And then switch your feet around. So the other foot points to the end of your mat, the other heel drops back, and you find your warrior two stance here. Alrighty? And finding that back arm, just reach it out behind you, sweep it down, forward, around and open, down, forward, around and open. So work for range of motion here. And then when you come around again, touch the inside of your back leg, pick the other arm up along your ear, and deepen that front leg by pushing through your back leg. Can you feel with your hand how your muscles got involved? Reaching, reaching, dipping, dipping. From here, elbow comes to front leg, and I want you to see if you can find your weights. The weights come under your shoulder, and I'm kind of in the middle of my front leg and my side mat. From here, shoulders roll back and elbows up and back towards your hip. Okay, so it's a rowing motion, working with your big muscles of the lats, rhomboids. These are the muscles that help us stand up straight. So if you have a little bit of a rounded posture, these are the things you want to work with. Okay? Taking you into places where maybe your body needs a little bit more stability. Let's do two more. And then when you come up the next time, hold your weight there and come to standing. Push your feet so they're forward, walk in a little bit, dropping that arm. Make sure you don't drop over, and then curl. See if you can use that same weight. Remember, biceps work with back body, B and B. And so it doesn't make any sense for you to strengthen one and not strengthen the other. They work together. Breathing. Up. And two more here. Can you feel the effort, the intensity getting stronger, yeah? Alrighty, now our last bit here. I want you to turn your feet outward just a little so you can bend your knees and come into what we know as a sumo squat. Now this is a little cheat for anybody who's got a back thing going on, but still wants to do the work. I'm doing it because of what happened with my body yesterday in my body work session. You lean against a wall and then you pivot yourself forward. So I'm actually got my butt up against the wall. So I've got a little bit more support. And then arms are going to come down, rowing both arms at the same time. Now, if you don't want to do the wall piece, you're standing free in a wide squat, which is really strong, that movement. And pull, squeeze shoulder blades together, deepen your squat if you can, moving down and up, really thinking about not your neck and the muscles up by your neck, but the muscles between your shoulder blades and your lower middle upper back, like ladies' bra line. Think two more, one more, and then put your weights on the floor, square your feet, and just do a little lateral side to side movement. Letting go of any tension, any kind of tightness, breathing. And then when you get to the front of your mat on that side, pivot yourself around in that high lunge again. When you're in that high lunge, put your knee down on the floor, keep your back toes turned under, front hand or front leg, that hand goes on the front thigh. Reach your other arm up. So I'm pushing with my one arm hand into the leg to create some distance between my torso and my shoulder. Now see if you can drive your thumb backward as you push into your hand, maybe creating a little back bend. Don't worry about how deep forward you go. That's really everybody's individual sort of structure in their lower back. One more breath here. Exhale, hand to the floor. Pick up your back knee and twist open to the right, or whatever that front leg is. Take this top hand to the floor and straighten your front leg. Breathe here for a moment. And then slowly bend your front knee and step forward and switch your sides. Other leg comes back, knee on the mat, hand on your front thigh, reach up. And I like to turn my toes under. That's, for me, it just feels better on my knee, but you could play with how your foot is. And as you push down into your top hand or front hand, lift up and back with the top. So I want you to go up first. Find this space between your inner groin and your belly and your chest. And then maybe your hand and your upper body starts to lean back a little. Breathe. Hand comes to the floor. Pick up your back knee, twist open to the left. Finding that sweet spot. Belly button into the spine, turning. And then hand comes down to frame your front foot and straighten your front leg. Good. Breathing. And then stepping forward, taking a moment, letting your head, neck, and shoulders go. Bending your legs so you're sitting in that chair. Reach forward one last time, getting your spine nice and long, and then push through your feet to come all the way up. Interlace your fingers, palms to the sky. Press palms up, push feet down, creating space around your middle body. And then maybe you're going to lean back a little, looking up. Now that's always an option. Please don't feel like you have to go backwards. And then exhale, hands down, palms forward, Tadasana. All right, so if you have blocks, I want you to grab your blocks. And we're going to use them for this last little bit here. This is a combination of work and balance. High blocks, high stack, and you're going to come to this, I call it standing table rather than kneeling table, right? So soften your knees so your spine can be straight. If you straighten your legs and your spine round, I don't want you there. So think about that straight line. Bring your hands and blocks under your shoulders and walk your feet all the way together. Take your left leg up to the ceiling. And I want you to think about, we're going to go down and up. So think about moving backward, land the foot on the floor, and then bend your knee all the way to the floor. Push and lift. Land, bend, push and lift. We're working with the back of the front leg, really. The back leg's having a party. Push, down, lift. So paying attention to your front foot and the effort that you're doing with the control going down and the control going up. Last time, hold at the top. Now, here's your choice. Come up on your fingertips, push yourself up higher. So I want your foot and your head about the same level if you can. If your right foot's in front, take your right hand to your chest and vice versa. And if you think you can, other hand to your chest. Staying with that strong balance. Warrior 3 balance. Hands go back to the blocks. Foot comes back down, feet together. Bend your knees a lot and stand all the way up just to get yourself into neutral. Take a breath and then we're going back down. Other side. So lift your other leg. Try not to turn it sideways. Reach back on the mat to touch the ball of the foot, and then bend that knee so it touches the floor. Push and lift. Land and touch, push and lift. So it's a fun movement. It's a fun way to work on the big glute muscles and the legs of the front leg. You're working a little bit in the back leg, the glute in the back leg. Controlling your action, both going up and coming down. One more time. Hold at the top. Your lifted foot toes are down. And you can see on me that I'm lower than my hips because my torso is so short. So I'm going to come up on my fingertips to try and challenge myself a little. Now, if your left foot's in front, bring your left hand to your chest. And then see, can you come off your opposite hand? It's a lot of work for the standing leg. Core is engaged. Hands to the blocks. Foot next to the other one. Bend your knees a lot, look forward and come to standing. Tadasana. Move blocks away. Come to the top of your mat. Inhale, bring your arms up overhead, interlace your fingers, push your palms up. This is the last time. Notice how much less tension there is in your hands. Hands come to the back of your head. Push your head into your hands, open your elbows. Big wide action. Release hands, bring your elbows into your back pockets. Keep thinking about pulling your front body to the back body here. Hands interlace. Draw the knuckles to the floor, lift the heart. And then slowly fold forward. Soften knees as you go. I want you to have a lot of range in your arms. Release hands to the floor. Step back to plank. One more time here. The feet are a little bit apart. Let your heels drop to the left. You can stay here, or you can try to drop your left hip toward the floor. Don't bend your arms. And come back up. Switch your sides. Drop your hip toward the floor. Don't bend your arms. And come back up. And downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. Knees are going to be on the floor, everybody. Lower yourself down, chest all the way to the mat. Walk your feet backward. Lift your hands, chest and head off the mat. We did this once already. Reach upward if you want. Hook your hands. Press your palms away. Maybe lift your feet. This is a big action, so don't worry about it if it feels too hard. Push, 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 reach, reach, reach. Hands come back, and then you land. Turn your head, rest. And then turn your head the other way. Pause. From here, take your right arm forward on the mat, like you're stretching it out in front of you. Bend your left foot and grab it with your left hand. I want you to pull your foot towards your buttocks, pressing your pubic bone towards the mat. Left elbow to the sky. You can stay here, or you can push your foot into your hand and let that start to lift you up. Use your right hand to push into the mat. And I like to scooch my hand in a little bit so I can get the range I want. Bend the elbow of the left arm, turn and look to the left. Breathing, pushing that foot back behind you. Exhale all the way down, heel to the buttocks, head to the floor, and then let it go. Other hand comes out in front of you, bend your right leg, grab a hold of your right foot. First action is pulling the foot to the buttocks with the elbow to the sky, and take your pubic bone to the floor. Engaging quadricep. You can stay here and enjoy the stretch, or you can push your foot into your hand and let that be like a lever to pull you upward. Walk your left hand a little bit closer to you to push yourself up more. The back elbow is soft, shoulders open. Look over your right shoulder. Good, one more breath. Exhale, head down. Everybody rest, head on their hands, elbows wide, pausing. Now from here, take your left knee and just slide it up along the side of you. About knee level with hip, inner ankle on the floor. And just let yourself pause here for a moment. You could even scoot your knee away from your body a little bit so that you feel that spaciousness around the inner leg. This is a nice way to relax the lower back also. Take one more breath. And then slide your left leg down and just do the other side. Try not to bring your knee higher than your hip. You kind of lose what you're doing when you do that. Stay square with your body as much as you can. Your hips will twist, but that's what I'm looking for. And you breathe into this side. Scooching your right knee a little bit further away from you. Right inner ankle on the mat. And then go ahead and release that leg and turning yourself over onto your back. Bending knees. And allowing yourself to move into pelvic rocking. So the inhale rocks your pelvis upward, lower back comes off the floor. Exhale, pelvis rocks backward, lower back goes to the floor. Keep your feet quiet and your bottom on the floor. We're just rocking back and forth. Allowing the body to find what we call sattva, that harmony, that balance. You can even have sattva of mind. In fact, that's really what that particular word is focused towards. Balance and harmony of the mind. Don't let the chaos of the world destroy your harmony and balance and ease in the mind. Don't let it. We can't control anything. We just can only do what we can do for our own personal selves and the ones around us. Good. And then finding a place in the middle, bring your feet all the way together. This is one of my favorite sort of ending, finishing poses. So feet, knees touch, arms are down, roll your shoulders under you. And you want to push your feet so that your hips come off the floor. And your ideal is your ankles under your knees. And then open the knees and roll to the outer edges of your feet with your bottom still off the floor. Close everything and then tap the floor. So it's lift, roll open, squeeze, and down. And I don't really have a count for this particular thing. This is more of a, I'm going to get in there and really massage and lubricate those deep, deep fascial matrix areas of the hip sockets, lower back, groin. So I don't want it to be so hard that we have to jump into the big muscles that we've been working with all class. Make it a little bit easier for yourself so that we can get into those deeper areas and you feel lubricated and you move better. One more time. Good. And then pause at the bottom. Separate your feet to the edges of your mat. Take your arms up into cactus or T and let your knees go from one side to the other. Just taking your time, rolling from right to left, letting your knees move inward and outward. This is internal, external rotation of the hip socket. Really important that we keep these ranges of motion so that we can move properly and walk properly, play pickleball and do all the things we want to do. And then finally, bringing yourself back to center, bring your right knee to your chest, give it a little hug, slide your left leg down on the mat. Soften shoulders, soften jaw. And then just switch your legs. Left knee comes to chest, right leg stretches down. And we draw the legs in as we reach the other leg away. We sense and feel what's happening here. And then bring your right leg up to meet the other one. And separate your knees slightly and draw the legs towards your shoulders. Now, this is a very individual, it's considered a very simple, safe pose. Think of child's pose upside down. So we don't have to go anywhere crazy, but I do want you to have a little bit of a stretchy feeling in your low back and maybe in your hips. And then let your feet go a little wider than neutral. Let your knees touch. Take the heels of your hands to the crease of your leg and push. So you might feel space around your lower back and abdomen here. Slowly release that pressure and bring your hands to your abdomen. I want you to breathe here. Breathe here. Feel the abdomen expand. And without contracting the abdomen, just let it fall back in towards your body. The inhale fills and expands. The exhale releases and lets go. Start to create a little bit of an even rhythm between the inhale and the exhale. So they feel the same in tone, in intensity, and in length. Let's do one more nice full inhale and exhale. And then you can stay here for Shavasana, or you can let your legs go down. Separate your hands off your body, palms up. Maybe cover yourself with a blanket or cover your pelvis. And we'll rest here for the last few minutes. Take a longer and deeper breath. And slowly starting to stretch and move, coming back to your body. As you feel ready, you can bend your knees and roll to a side. Slowly make your way up to sitting. Once you're seated, hands come to heart center. Pressing your thumbs right up against your chest, and then slide your thumbs up a tiny bit to feel your whole carriage lift, soften shoulders, bow head. I'm going to take a moment for gratitude for our time together on the mat. This practice of presence and awareness to our bodies and how we move and what we need to do. Deep gratitude for our deep body wisdom and guiding light. May our light always shine brightly, and may we always see the light in each other. Namaste.